Our police department has had several issues over the past few years, including an officer being charged with theft from the evidence room, an innocent man being shot to death by a police officer, and many officers filing lawsuits against the police department and/or the town. What steps would you take to resolve internal conflicts in the police department and ensure that policing is just and effective? Mr. Stefanini.
So this is a fundamental difference with my opponent. I believe our police department needs leadership and has some very significant crises. Our forfeiture dollars have been frozen, freezing millions of dollars in where we are at. Our databases are stored and housed in this building in violation of federal policy, creating access issues. You talked about the evidence room. You talked about issues that exist around the two civil rights suits that have been filed against the community. We need to be honest and put on the table that we have an issue and we need to deal with it. Those cases have jeopardized cases in our district courts against perpetrators because the evidence has become contaminated. We need to work with the leadership that exists within the men and women there. So two things. First of all, the men and women of the department deserve our praise. These things that we're talking about haven't impacted their ability to deliver services. Second of all, I'm proud to have the endorsement of the lieutenants and the sergeants and the leadership there because of my efforts and recognition in this area.
Dr. Spicer.
Our police are an integral part of our safety, and our safety in this community is paramount. Our trust, and I grew up trusting police. I grew up in a community where we had a neighborhood police officer that walked the beat. I also look at ways in which we've fallen down on the job in supporting some of the initiatives that the police have come forth with. I also see ways in which we need to get better. We get to hit the reset button come January 1. There's a lot of things that have happened in this community over the course of the years. And all of them, we can't go back and correct the wrongs. But what we can do is learn from the mistakes and move forward. I'm a staunch believer that everybody has an opportunity to be better and do better. And at the end of the day, it's about sitting at the table and talking with each other and coming up with better and effective solutions. And yes, so we're not in another situation or any other situation around being sued or around civil rights, because at the end of the day, it's us.
Thank you. Mr. Stefanini, 30 seconds.
So to be clear, we have a special assistant that none of the previous three chiefs will acknowledge even appointing. Carries a badge and a gun and pulls people over without proper training. Same person has been charged with making racially charged statements about other officers and about our President of the United States, making homophobic comments. That's not the kind of person that I want to hit the reset button with. That's the kind of person that I want to see us as a community say that's unacceptable. And I would hope you would join me in saying that that behavior is unacceptable.
Dr. Spicer, 30 seconds.
I certainly feel that the behavior is unacceptable. But I also think the behavior has been unacceptable from people in your campaign with same kinds of racist, unfair kinds of attributions to me. So I think before we start pointing fingers, we need to come to the table, because this is deeper than about an incident. It's about a deep felt feeling or perception about groups of people. And I think we need to be honest about ourselves. We all need a little bit of work to be able to understand and work effectively together.
Thank you.